Hello, well, welcome back to Let's Play Firewatch. And yes, I have gone through the game already. I just wanted to come through here and talk about things. I really like how beautiful this game is. This is a walking simulator, but what I really kind of want to look at is is how they set up is some of the ways they set things up. I mean, one of the things they do is look at these, what do you call it? Look at these books that are here. You have this psychological one. It's about how to release the power of your singular mind. You have these books all over the place, which are crime novels and stuff like that. Crime novels and conspiracy and spy novels. That's hello, peanut butter. Oh, no, 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 no. Put it up. Put it back. There we go. Now, that helps to add to... Oh, climbing rope. We're going to take that, of course. Yay, we've got rope. Oh, there's a... Choose track. How do I choose track? Take that. Ah! Sorry, Henry. Gonna take the pythons. Maybe. Okay. How do I choose track? We're gonna take the axe. Pick up the wedding ring. How do I choose track? Settings, gameplay, presentation, controls. Let's see. Compass, flashlight, camera, quick load. How do I choose a track? It says choose track. It doesn't. Okay. But anyway, so what I really wanted to do was just go and talk about things. Like, when you're playing a game and you find fiction within a game, like a comic book or a TV show, whatever, very often the fiction is relative to what sort of story the game is telling. So finding all the spy novels and the crime novels and that one psychological book is very telling in the way things go, because it makes you think that you're looking at you're going to be you're playing in a similar sort of story, so it builds into that atmosphere of suspense. Another thing I kind of want to note is you never in this game see anybody's face. There are some cases where you see drawings of Henry, either in the journal, which I edited out because anatomy, or in that one drawing Delilah has. And I think I might take a trip up north, actually, to go look at Delilah's place. But any other instance, anytime there's close to being, here we go. Stay in your tower and watch. Okay, cool. So we do shift to do that. Now, what was the run button? Yeah, but every time there was people, they were distant enough that they could be done as only a black shape. You never actually... Oh, that's loud. Excuse me. Well, that's Jonesy Lake. That's not where we want to go. You never actually meet Delilah face to face in the game. It's always talking to her over the radio. You never actually see Brian's dad. I think his name is Ned, is what it was. You see him the one time in a distance. The teens, the teen girls, you see it in a distance. So, yeah. You never actually see other people. You just... I mean, you never see faces. Like, I can see Henry. He's got legs and arms and all that. I can't see Henry's face. We've seen drawings of Henry by his wife or Delilah, like I said. But so you have this very nice, pretty atmosphere where nothing's going on. You just can sort of wander about. And I looked into some of the... I wonder if there is a way to... Well, let's see about setting the music down a little bit, because it is very loud. There we go. Okay. Oh, that didn't change at all. It says it changed. Huh. Anyway. So you've got right now you got this very nice serene area. It's just nature and everything like that. Then you throw in those books, and you have the rising tension of the fires as they show up. Also, the thing with not seeing somebody's face that might have been, I don't know, wondering if they couldn't figure out how to animate faces, but then I look at the kind of things they did get animated. I mean, look at the it's not individually animated here really, but look at the light, the light here and all this. They did a pretty good job at animating things and making fairly interesting looking stuff going on. But and well, there are lights all up in here now. And oh, this is just open. But above all of this, you know, you add in that you never actually see another person's face. That kind of adds into that isolated feel. It sort of builds on your paranoia and suspicion that something weird is going on. And you're not entirely sure that things are good, are safe or good at the moment. Okay, here's the power lines. Okay, is there a way to just shut off the music? Because it's getting really hard to okay. It is just ignoring me. Okay. That's fine. Ignore me. Anyway, so you have that added feeling of isolation. The game starts you off with, you know, the deceptively simple and quiet area. It conditions you to expect that this is hiding something more sinister than something sinister, and in a certain sense it is, but it leads you to something else. Um, like you're kind of expecting the whole government cover-up thing and all that, because that's pretty normal video game fare. Um, the one thing I'm kind of a little bit annoyed with is the teen girls. I can sort of understand why they decided to have Delilah not call on them, call the police, or tell the police that we never saw them. I can see that because they're trying to avoid you having human contact, so they don't want you to have an interview with the police. And which way am I supposed to be going? Up. And have people to see. But it does feel a little bit of a unfair red herring. It's not as elegant a red herring as the Wapiti station. It's not as well done as the placement of all the spy novels everywhere. Okay, the music just stopped on its own. That's cool. Cool. Keep going north, I guess. It makes me. I mean, it feels like yeah, at the end, you're worried about the girls and something happened to the girls, and then suddenly it's like, oh, reported they were in jail because they went and took a tractor for a joyride, which does spark another concern because they were missing persons and reported as such to police. Why? How were they in a jail? Oh, there's a cashier. There's a cashier that I've never actually looked at. Um, how did they get arrested by a sheriff's department and not recognized for as this what do you call it? Missing person pair? Whoa. Did the sheriff just not read receive the communique or something, or don't did they get their one phone call? Did they just waste it like calling for pizza or something? I could see that because it was like 2.5 months, maybe 3 months before um before they what do you call it? Before they got discovered as being in a jail somewhere. And that's interesting. Okay, there's pine cones in here. Why are there pine cones in here? Flora the Shoshone. This is a note I've not. Hey, oh, I got your note about needing to talk. Sorry, I didn't track you down. Been looking for you all day. Figured you'd be out near the canyon helping those grad students, but I guess not. I don't even know how I could really help. Anyway, we're co-workers, amigos, professionals. If you need someone to throw back a case with, and go time traveling, Ron's your guy. But I'm not great with life stuff. You get it? Later on. Okay. Throw back a case meaning beer, of course. Okay, so there's a supply cache I never found during the game. There's supposedly somewhere where you can get attacked by a raccoon. Have not found that. But I do think the bit with the girls just appearing and being fine is a little bit uh strange, we'll say. It feels a little bit cheap, a little bit of like a cheap trick. Oh, it's a turtle. Hello, turtle. I can adopt a turtle. I'm going to adopt a turtle. I have a turtle. I think that's one of the other things you can do. But it's a very interesting game. It's just like nice to walk around. I really wish I had those four empty photographs when still the four empty clicks on the photograph before I went to the in the game. I should have taken pictures of the fire. That would have been interesting. I also like the fact that you get the option to take off to leave behind your wedding ring. I wonder if that might change some of the dialogue at the end. Yeah, I'm just heading on up to get a look at Thoroughfare Lookout during a time when there's no fire and I'm not worried about it's taking too long and getting dead because reasons. I don't know that that's programmed in. There's no indication that there's any way you can actually die in this game. But, you know, just to get... Oh, this is where you find the kids have cut down your wires. So I've take... Okay, need to... Okay, good. I'm going the right way. Because the supply drop is this way. It surprised me how close the supply drop was to Thoroughfare Lookout. I thought Thoroughfare was a little bit further on up. But oh, there it is. It's right there. Yeah. This is just nice, relaxing walk in the Wyoming wilderness. I know it for a while I thought this was like Boulder, but that's where he's from. This is Wyoming. Yeah. As to Ned, that's a hard question on Ned. I don't know enough to know whether he's outright abusive or not. Judging by the photos, he and his kid loved each other, and there didn't seem to be much trouble going on there. The kid was happy and goofy and stuff like that. He was confident enough to play pranks like hiding the pythons and such. Um, but he's, but the the supply drops that way. But the whole thing that really burns me is his kid dies and he doesn't even bury him. Just leaves him in the cave where he died. That's it. This cable car. Can I get out there right now? Oh, it won't let me get to her place. I can just look at it. Okay. Okay. But, yeah, I'm in free roam mode, by the way, so this isn't the actual game. I can just wander about finding things. But, yeah, he may have just had a psychotic break, or I don't know if it would be psychotic, a mental breakdown at that point, and just went whole old hermit in the woods and such. But he didn't even rig a burial of his own, much less go back to civilization to tell people that his kid had died and all that. He didn't want to answer any uncomfortable questions. his motivations there were really quite selfish. And the dialogue at the end where he sends the tape to you is very... The supply drops that way. Jonesy Lake and Two Forks are this way. And the dialogue he gives to you about you don't know what it's like to have kids, yada yada yada. See in a moment. Hello, sorry about that. Had to go and do some things. Well, yeah, I was talking about Ned, I believe. And his eventual choice. Regardless, he was a pretty bad father, not really recognizing, he can take another climbing rope. He wanted his kid to be like a carbon copy of himself. Not recognizing the limits of what his kid could and couldn't do, what was safe and all that. None of that is as bad as when his kid dies, he just does nothing. He gives up. He leaves society altogether. Let's see, there's got to be a way down here somewhere. Climb down to this point. Ah, second rope. Just needed a look. The music is also pretty good. It's not in every place. It's not all the time. A lot of times you just have silence and nature sounds, which is quite creepy on its own. But then you have the music that has... I swear these signposts look like what do you call it? Tombstones. Having these things here to do, is this another one I've never... Fossilized claw. Just the little bits and pieces here, because it's not like a point and click adventure. It's not like everything you find is useful. Let's go out back to Wapiti Meadow, I think. That's north. Don't want to go north. I want to go west. I forget how to run. Sorry. Oops. Took a wrong turn. The Wapiti Meadow is another issue that I find is a little bit odd. And mostly it is the fence. How did he get these materials if he never went back to society after his kid died? If he just stayed up there, where did all this come from? This is not a minor undertaking. He's got fence all the way around this position. Yep. He's got he's made some official looking signs. And he got this up without the rangers or the lookouts noticing it. And it was here for 2 or 3 years. I mean, How did he pull this off? Seriously, that's a little bit odd. We're going to come down here to the south. I think this is south. Yep. Heading over towards Jonesy Lake. But all in all, this game is really good. There's just a few points that kind of bug me. Like, if the girls were being held in a jail by a sheriff's department or something, how did they disappear for how were they for 3 months in the missing persons thing? Or did they just not get information to us that they had been found really quickly, and then just decide, oh well, we're not supposed to, well, we don't need to tell those other people because they never met them. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just that they didn't get the news to us until 3 months later. Maybe it was that they had been discovered really quickly as prisoners in some small jail somewhere. And continue. We'll listen to the stay in your thing and watch a little bit too. Oh, there's another climb down point over there that I never took. The final scene where you're escaping the fire, like I said, I don't know that it's programmed that you could die, but it still felt really tense. All the ash in the air and everything. Like this, you have rope for days. This is going to put me in a... It's getting to nighttime here. Fallen trees. I was thinking about heading back to Jonesy Lake, but at this point I think I might just head back to the lookout and call it a video, and this would be the final video of this. It's just me walking around talking about the game. The beautiful landscaping. Oh, hello. I wonder if I've ever opened this one. Also the fact is, like, a lot of the chapters end really abruptly, and you're heading off to go do something, and then chapter information happens, and it's just, you know, Beartooth Point. I think Beartooth Point was the where we had the cable car. Two Forks Lookout, Thunder Canyon. Okay, but it was just it's just a very beautiful game. I mean, it's very short. That's why I kind of felt I don't want to go in there and find Brian's body again. I'm not really interested in the claustrophobic poking around the cave type thing. I'm going to go up to the lookout and that'll be it. See if I can remember how to run. You can't. Well, you know what? There is an easy way. Controls. Toggle jog is R. Ah, here we go. Coming back up into the sunlight because we're a little bit higher where the sun hasn't vanished yet. See, there's the sun. Jump over here. And in a little bit, we'll be heading back to where the trail is closed, but I've torn down the sign by accident. I wonder where the raccoon is supposed to be. Here we go. I do like the way they've done this. It's just a very pretty game. Very simple story. There isn't much replayability to it because as far as I can tell, maybe there is. Maybe there, you get slightly different endings depending on how you run through things. I don't know, but I think it's pretty set in how it works. I don't think you ever have anything that changes severely. That's the feel I get. We're going to go past the creepy forest burns and the generator. Glad the teenagers never thought to mess with the generator. That would have been annoying. And we're going to end this video up here. Watching the sunset. This would be an interesting job. Summer job. Go sit out as a lookout, volunteer lookout. I don't think this is the kind of thing that's done anymore, though. In this bed and everything. Anyway, this is the last video for Firewatch. I have a fair idea of what I want to do next. But, and entree to normal, it'll probably be a game that's relatively new out. You won't see it for a while because of this. This one's coming after Sentinels. This one came after Sentinels, and there are 11 videos of it, including this one's number 11. So, well, so by the time this other underwear on the clothes stamper. So by the time the next video comes out, it won't be a new game anymore. But anyway, this was an enjoyable experience. I'm glad I decided to take a risk on it. Did the sun shift? Maybe it... Okay. Anyway, talk to you later. That's it for this video.